Okay, so I'm going to record this now just in case we run out of time in class, but I want to read you guys a fun poem. I did not write this one myself, found it again from other awesome AP Euro teachers, so this is where it comes from, but I definitely agree with it. All right, it's called "'Twas the Night Before Euro." 'Twas the night before Euro, when all through the classrooms not a creature was stirring, not even a student. The computers were charged by their desks to prepare, in hopes that passing grades would soon be there. The students were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of kings and queens danced in their heads. And Marie in her wig, and Louis with his locks, their people were hungry, they learned with a shock. Out at Versailles, where little was the matter, until women arrived and the silence was shattered. Away they were taken, away in a carriage. Things would not end well for this political marriage. Advances in science cast a dubious glow on the church which for so long had just run the show. When what to Henry VIII's eyes did appear but a series of wives who all disappeared. The birth of a son made King Henry so proud, but it turned out his daughters stood out from the crowd. Now quicker than three eagles the emperors came to take over Poland again and again. Now Catherine, now Joseph, now Frederick the Great, enlighten the folks in your absolute states. To the top of the gate, to the top of the wall. Don't worry, in '89 both of them fall. As Europe industrialized, things seemed to advance. New technologies might give the working classes a chance. Cecil Rhodes took from Africa diamonds and gold, with a personal life which was subtle and bold, with a scholarship fund to advance the empire, and African railroads and telegraph wires. As imperialism spread to Africa, nations scrambled around, but along came Bismarck in Berlin to calm them all down. They would divide the continent from its head to its foot, to civilize, preach, and get materials for industrial output. For taking up the white man's burden, they gave themselves praise, using social Darwinism to justify this new imperialist phase. His eyes, how they glared, his dimples, how scary. But the worst thing on Stalin, his moustache, so hairy. Peter's people were modern, they were almost the best, and the beards on the chins were as short as the West. The ideas of the Catholics Mary held tight in her teeth. Protestant blood, it encircled her feet like a wreath. He had a great plan to defeat dual foes, but von Scheiflin's idea turned into great blows. Stalemate and shell shock to blame and reparations. The war to end all wars? This idea is an abomination. Nations would rise, attempt to restore former glory, but the result would be misery beyond even a horror story. With exhausted brains and with writer's cramp, the foreheads of youths were all wrinkled and damp. Weeks you have spent in dedicated review to the content, skills, and essays be true. If you find yourself stuck and overwhelmed too, simply ask yourself, what would off B do? But I say to you all, as we end our time live, happy testing to all, and may all get a 5.